Welcome back to True Crime with Yvonne. Today we're going to talk about Thozamile Taki, the Sugarcane serial killer. He was born January 1st, 1971. Thozamile Taki was born in Port St. John's village called Majola in the Eastern Cape. He was the oldest of 4 children belonging to his parents. When Thozamile turned 18, his dad decided to abandon the family and was never to be seen again. At the time his dad left, his mother got ill. He was the oldest of all 9 children. Him being the oldest, Thozamile Taki was left to take care of the family. Unfortunately, he was unhappy about it. It was stressful. He had to grow up fast. Meanwhile, people his age were out having fun and enjoying life. As for school, he was uninterested. According to reports, he was very smart. However, school was not challenging for him. As he described, it was boring, unchallenging, and uninspiring. During this period, South Africa, they had the Bantu education system, which was watered down by apartheid government in order to produce cheap laborers as well as exploited laborers as well as uncritical thinkers. These qualities made school not worthy for Thozamile Taki. As a result, in grade 4, he decided to drop out. That's a very young age for a young man to decide that because of this system, he is not going to succeed in life, or he will not gain from it. But anyway, let's move on. The death of Thozamile's mother. Thozamile's mom succumbed to her illness, which made things more complicated. He was a sole provider and protector. She showed how caring he was to his siblings. None of his siblings ever went to bed without food. In 1995, Thozamile started doing some criminal activities that included shoplifting. In 1997, January 23rd, he graduated to doing housebreaking to steal valuables to buy food for his siblings. He got caught and prosecuted and was convicted for 3 years. When he returned, he didn't stop and went back to prison for 5 years. In 2004, he met a woman by the name of Busiwa Daniso. They were engaged and had 2 children. They broke up due to infidelity. She walked in on him with another lady. Between February through September 2007, his life took a turn for the worst. He took the lives of 13 women between the ages of 18 to 25. It was 14 women, but one of the ladies survived to tell the tale. She took the stand and testified against him. On the 9th of September 2007, in a small village near a sugarcane plantation, when some people were sitting under a tree, when a dog was playing with something. As he kept playing, the people noticed that it was something strange. The people jumped up out of shock. It was a human head. Not far away, there was a church in session. The pastor announced that there was a human head found. Not long after, the small church of people came out into the field to look for the body. They found a headless body. That day, 2 female bodies were found. The news of the dead body spread like a rash on your skin. The police didn't waste time investigating and went into the cane field plantation to search for the bodies. One body was decomposed and the other body was burnt. On the 11th of September 2007, together with the forensic team, they gathered into the fields. they discovered 11 more bodies. They were all 50 meters from each other. Some were all badly burned due to the harvesting of the sugarcane. Some others were badly decomposed. The police was not sure they were dealing with a serial killer. They did notice that the killer was targeting women between 18 to 25 years of age. They were either strangled, hit with a blunt force object, or had their bones broken. The bodies were badly decomposed, so there were no evidence of the suspects. There was no sample of sperms or DNA in the lady's fingernails or on the body. What was found were the IDs and resumes of the woman. They were not sure exactly which item belonged to which body. The police checked on the police stations in KwaZulu-Natal and Eastern Cape to see if there was any reports of missing persons. Indeed, all the women were reported missing in the various police stations where they reside. The police figured that the serial killer promised women jobs. This was likely because of the resumes found near the bodies. Clearly, the predator promised them jobs. This is how the police knew how to proceed with the investigation. This type of situation is common in South Africa due to the unemployment rate. We also have job scams in South Africa where they have to pay for a job. Some women are asked for sexual favors to get a job. Due to the desperation, these women give in to their demands. This type of behavior destroys the future of these women because some of these men are sick with HIV, herpes, or mental illness. So now we're going to talk about the forensic evidence. The forensic department found it was difficult to find evidence that would attach the convict to these bodies. The police only wish that he will strike again and hopefully he will make some mistakes. That is how they planned on capturing him. They feared he may move into another area. The police had to question the families who reported their relatives missing. Families were asked about their attire and who they were going to meet. All the families knew that their loved ones were going to meet a man for a job. They also knew that they had to render 300 or 3,000 rands to get this particular job. That is what he told them. In this case, the men killed the victims. So this is the only MO that the police had to put together. The men lured the vulnerable woman in promise for a job and killed them in the Shire Moyer cane field. So not long after, a woman came forward with some information. She said that she met a man in a taxi and he required $300. She said as the man proceeded, the man stopped the cab and said he was going to take her to the job. This lady instantly declined because it didn't feel or sound right. Okay, so here she is. She just met this man and immediately on that spot, he wanted to interview her and it just didn't sit right with her, thankfully. When the police asked about the name of the man, she didn't remember his name. And although he introduced himself, she did remember how charming, handsome, intelligent, and seductive he was. He was good at convincing people about his job offer. However, it was something about him that made her second thought her decision. Otherwise, she would have been the 14th person. It was also clear he stole from his victims their cell phones and other valuables to sell for money. The police decided to call a mobile phone expert who can trace the calls. who can trace the cell phones of the victims. One of the cell phones pinned 250 kilometers away. It was at Thozamile's sister-in-law's house. They asked her about where she got her cell phone from. It was their first time hearing of him, but upon research, he was not a stranger to crime. The police asked to take them to Thozamile's house. She was instructed not to say anything, otherwise she will serve prison time for obstructing justice. It's apparent that the money made from the items he used to give his siblings. The sister-in-law is the brother's wife. On the 24th of September 2007, the police did a dawn raid on Thozamile's house in Chestworth. They knew he would be asleep at this time. Him and his girlfriend were in bed, asleep. Both were arrested. They saw the girlfriend as an accessory. So because she was in possession of the items, and more than one item, they saw her as someone who helped in the crime. Whether she did it or not, we'll find out later. In 2008, he was brought to court with 103 witnesses that were lined up to testify. They were promised a job. They were all promised a job. He told them the job was guaranteed, providing that they bring 300 Rand or 3,000 Rands to secure the job. He was charming, eloquent, convincing, and intelligent, according to the witnesses. Some couldn't pay, so they ran to their relatives to get the money. It is possible that he raped the victims, but no evidence due to the fact that the bodies were burned and decomposed. Thozamile was charged with 13 counts of murder and 13 counts of robbery with aggravation circumstances. Thozamile was held at Westville Prison in Durban. Now there was a prison break in Westville Prison. He was among the prisoners. He fell from the 4th floor, breaking his hip and bone, and was taken to the hospital for recovery. As a result, his trial was delayed by 3 months until April 31st, 2011. At this time, 100 witnesses testified against him, leaving 3. It was said the prison was tight, so it was very mind-boggling of how the prisoners escaped. Okay, so now we're going to go to the judge. I think his name was Judge King Lovo. I really don't know how to say the name, but it was the judge. This message is from the judge. Okay, so the judge sent him to the harshest sentence. The judge was upset that Thozamile took advantage of the woman and the employment situation in South Africa by causing people their death. He wanted to lure people from choosing this option of getting money. Unfortunately, there was another sugarcane killer using the same MO as Thozamile. He, like Thozamile, had no remorse. After 2 years, Thozamile's girlfriend was released. They found she had no involvement in the murders. The court said she had no idea. Unfortunately, it was too late. Some people believe, while others believe she didn't. After she was relieved, her reputation was ruined. People, in their eyes, they believed in their heart that she did it, so she walked around with a stigma. During Thozamile Taki sentence, they stated he was a danger to society and cannot be rehabilitated. The judge did notice how charming and intelligent Thozamile was. He got 3 life prison terms, which are going to run concurrently. He would spend 208 years in jail for the 13 counts of robbery. He will not see daylight ever again. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you.